Tropical Cyclone Biparjoy struggles a little bit, but still quite intense tropical cyclone, category 2. It's a really misbehaving tropical cyclone since has been really difficult to track and to predict as well its intensity. Right now, category 2, 19.6 degrees north, 67.5 degrees east on its coordinates. And well, Biparjoy has sustained winds of 105 miles per hour, 955 millibars of pressure near its center, and moving approximately 4 miles per hour to the north-northwest. That's the last hour trend that we've seen so far. That's latest at 12 hours local time in Manvi, India, in the western part of India, in Gujarat state. 11 hours in Karachi, Pakistan, which is 6 hours UTC on June the 12th. Tropical storm force winds extending 145 nautical miles from the northeastern quadrant, 160 nautical miles to the whole southern part of the storm, which is the southeastern and southwestern quadrant, and 105 nautical miles from the northwestern quadrant so far. And about the current distances from many locations: 395 kilometers to the south-southwest of Manvi, 410 kilometers to the south-southwest of Jakhau Port, 440 kilometers to the south-southwest of Gugariyana, and 450 kilometers to the south-southwest of Guarmoti. All those four places are in the Gujarat state in India, so probably Gugariyana and Guarmoti are the places which possibly Biparjoy could make a direct landfall in the next days. But of course, the storm has been really erratic, really difficult to track and to predict. So let's keep alert on that, because anything could happen and a lot of things could change in the next hours, of course. And about different agencies, compared to our estimates of 105 miles per hour, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and the Indian Meteorological Department are saying that it's a 100 miles per hour sustained winds tropical cyclone, category 2, slightly weaker but still a quite important and strong storm that could bring some damage and destruction if it keeps on that trend, of course. It's expected to weaken a little bit before it makes landfall, but still it's quite it's still really difficult to know where it's going to make landfall, since the storm has been quite erratic on the last days. But fortunately, the storm is not expected to be that strong in the next days, and weakening quite significantly before making landfall, possibly as a minimal category 1 or a strong tropical storm, which is a good signal compared to its current status as a category 2, and before it was a category 3 tropical cyclone. So it's not a bad scenario, but still quite important to look at, of course. The sea surface temperature is absolutely warm, 30-31 degrees Celsius, which is completely favorable for further intensification and everything for the storm to have fuel and everything to be that strong. And about the rainfall expected, quite good amounts of rain accumulations, of course, in the open waters, and over land possibly between 8 to 16 inches, depending on which locations are being affected by the storm, and of course the size of the storm and how fast or slow it's moving. But it's still really high amounts of rain accumulations, so this is going to the main threat for those people in the western part of India, in Gujarat. The winds are expected to remain quite low and not really being a problem when the storm makes landfall, possibly on the next days, possibly as a 60 or 70 miles per hour sustained wind tropical storm, or even less, depending on how are the conditions in the atmosphere. But still quite important storm to look at, of course. And the sustained winds, some models are predicting that it's going to intensify a little bit before starts to weakening before making landfall. But fortunately, looks like the storm has already peaked. So there's just let's see what happens in the next days, hoping that it's not going to re-intensify again. About the wind shear levels, quite significant, and that's why Biparjoy has been struggling with its intensity. Some fluctuations have been occurring on the last hours. That's because the wind shear has been really high, but the sea surface temperatures and humidity has helped the storm actually to intensify quite further. The sea surface temperatures 29-30 degrees Celsius, 31 in some places. Humidity decreasing, so of course this is not a good scenario for Biparjoy as well. Dry air intrusion on its structure, so that's why the storm has been weakening a little bit, but it's not expected to weaken that fast until the next 2 or 3 days before making landfall. And you can see the satellite imagery presentation of Biparjoy quite disorganized, but in the last frames looks like it's packing up again and getting its act together. So let's see what happens, but for now it's not looking good for the people on the western side of India in Gujarat so far. And those floaters you can see them, you can check them out on Force 13's website, so please check them out and and well, enjoy all the floaters and tools we have on that website, so please check them out. That's all for now, and see you on the next update.